botanist. Now, there's multiple ways you can beat the botanist, but this is just my specific strategy and how, like, make strategy, learn from it, and mix it up on your own. But this is what I do to beat the just showing people so they'd have an easier time completing the game, or like they would find some things out that they really didn't know how to do. So obviously first you gotta defeat these dudes. Great, you know. But there are certain things you want to get. No. I don't know if anyone knew about this way, but this is an easier way to just travel up the stairs. You don't have to go all the way around. Just skip straight to it. You know, grab a bottle if you want. You know, make the fight easy. Make the fight how you want to make it. If you want the fight to be hard, you know, you don't have to grab a bottle. If you want the fight to be easy, grab a bottle, grab what you want, you know, hit him, blast right through it. Like that. For me, I like to carry bottles and, you know, use them. I like to carry them, and it just makes a lot of things so much more easier. For me, at least. Oh. Well, you know, it's another way to do it. So, yeah, I just like to carry bottles around. But, here comes the part where, you know, you're gonna want to use a lot. Like, because I know some people, for beginners, people have trouble with this part in particular. Because there's so many enemies to face at once. So what I suggest doing, grab a weapon, take the other dude's weapon, use it against them. You know, even out the fight, basically. You know, you're one against, I don't know, how many? 5, 6, maybe even like 7 or 8, you know. And don't forget, like, when other enemies hit other enemies, they get automatically stunned. So I'll use that to my advantage. Definitely dodge and avoid, you know, getting hit with weapons, because that takes a toll on your health. Like, a really bad toll. These enemies on this game do lots of damage. I don't know why, but they just do. They do, like, massive amounts of damage, especially with a weapon. And some of the bosses, as you notice, like, you press triangle and circle, some of them block it and get out the way and they become yellow. Some of the bosses do, like, a lot more damage than regular pawns. It's a cool mechanic they added into the game, I guess. But again, what I like to do, I grab weapons to fight off with. It's way much more better for me that way. You see? I enjoy using the weapons. They're fun. For me, they're fun, and they're like a lot much more easier to use. Now, this is where it kind of starts getting a little bit more harder, if you get what I'm saying. It asks you like this. Him right here is the main one you want to watch out for, because you see how he's swinging it? He swings it differently because he's like a kind of a boss fight, you know? So don't push triangle and circle on him right there, because he's going to turn into a boss. And it's like, if you like the challenge, be my guest, but like, I personally don't. Now here's where the real strategy starts to come in. What you want to do, well, what I would do is work on your health first. You know, get that right there. Level that up for this one round, and then once you get to the club, work on whatever you want next, structure. But either way, get the health first, because that is the most important. for big guys like this, just go ahead and skip the cutscene. For big guys like this, still gonna want to use weapons, but you see how I got thrown? Try not to get thrown, because that does God knows how much amount of damage. And I honestly hate it, but alright. Now, me being me, I like to get more health, so if your health is low, this dude in the bathroom you could easily kill just to get a little bit of your health back before you go and you fight everybody in here. And I mean multiple people at once, so smack to get your health back. Do not forget to use focus strikes, because they actually help a lot more than people think. Now you see, I got beaten to like bloody pulp. It sucks, but sometimes this game will like mess up on you. Like I realize like it's not just me, but a lot of people have a problem with the dodging mechanics, and that's because like it's not just perfect timing, but it's just the fact that, you know, sometimes in situations like that, it won't allow you to dodge. Which is crazy, but it happens. See? Well, some situations, it won't just allow you to dodge that quickly in, because you're getting jumped. Alright, so now that that's done, any type of weapon, and once you head in this room, you're gonna see why I told you to grab a pipe. You're gonna need it, because look at their health. They don't play. Another totem in this room, again, only focus on the health. This is what you want the most right now, the health. We will focus on the weapon durability and the structure later. When you get to the club, that's when you use all three of the totems to upgrade the structure. But right now you focus on health because you're going to need it the most. And you definitely don't want to go anywhere without you getting more health as you do takedowns.
You're sure about that? He has a weapon.
You definitely gotta watch out for that.
Shit, he's armed.
There we go again. Like, that's what I mean. Like, sometimes it won't allow you to dodge, and I don't know why, because it happens. And then I dodge, but you know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta be careful with the dodging mechanics and try not to get jumped. You know, try not to get yourself cornered, because then it won't really do much for you if you get cornered. Now, sometimes they do convenient little things like make people they had no intention of being a boss, so you can kind of reset your death counter. Like, it's a way of resetting your death counter without having to spend any XP and stuff, if you get what I'm saying. They do that sometimes, which I like. It's a little bit clever to make sometimes one of them bosses, so you can just go ahead, reset your death counter. Now, for big guys, I'm just going to suggest always use a weapon or heavy strikes. If you do not have a weapon, use heavy strikes. It is way much more effective than hitting him with square. Okay, now we're about to get to the final part, and you'll see why all this is about to come in handy. Like, all the hearts, me focusing more on the health, it's all about to come in handy really, really fast. And for each boss fight, it really does help a bunch. So we go into here, right? Now, there aren't any weapons in here, I don't think. If there are any weapons, you guys can let me know, but right now I didn't find any weapons, sadly. So, which means we're going into this fight empty-handed. But for boss fights, for every boss fight, this is what I do. I always use a heavy strike. It gets their health down a lot much more than regular strikes, and when they're on the ground, always go over there and press circle. Never stop pressing circle while they're on the ground. But mostly I use heavy attacks because it works on their health way much more than regular strikes, because I'm about to show you what the regular strikes be doing. You see how regular strikes don't really do much? I always use heavy because it's a more effective way of striking. And not only does that, it works their structure up really good. Like, you see that at the top, that meter is the structure, and once you like use heavy strikes, it breaks a lot much more easier. So it's a quicker way, easier way of working up on the structure. Even if you have a weapon, make sure you use, you use heavy strikes with the weapon, because light strikes aren't going to do much. You want the heavy strikes to work on the structure more, to get it up there. And do not forget to dodge. With every boss, you're going to need dodging, so I would suggest practicing dodging on this game a lot and get really good at it. Because if you don't, it could be your ultimate downfall. It's good to like learn their patterns as well. Now, this is for beginners, If you're starting out with, trying to beat the botanist and you need a little bit of suggestions, tips, this is where you would come for that. And I'm assuming that, you already went through the beginning, so you know how to dodge, But yeah. Try to learn his patterns too, because if you know his patterns, it would make it a lot much more easier to dodge him. And again, focus strikes. Use the focus strikes because they will help. And there you go, that's how you beat the botanist. Now, I'm going to show you, this is a little after part, I'm going to show you some of the things you want to get to set up for the next boss fight. So to set up for the fighter, go to the skill tree. I know this may be crazy, but some of the main things you're going to want to focus on getting permanently, raining strikes, but not first, get that last. The slide kick is what you're going to want to, focus on getting the most, because that gives you a running start at a bunch of enemies, and it's really good for minions. This is really good for boss fights because it allows you to use the weapon until it's fully broken. So that means, like, if you break a bat, you get to throw it at them. You get to throw the broken part at them, if you get what I'm saying. And this is a really good, skill to have. And then, of course, we have the, most needed skill. What? It's the sweep. There it is. This is the one you want the most. This is the one you really want to unlock. This is going to help you in every boss fight. Every boss fight, the strong sweep will help you. It will knock your enemies to the ground, and then it will allow you to either, if you have a ground kick, you kick them on the ground, or you would press circle and get down and start beating them with your fist. And there you go. That's how you beat the botanist. I hope this helped you.